Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this new series I am beginning. This is Out of the Park Baseball 8, and this is a rather old game. It's been around for about 8 years, and it's part of the Out of the Park Baseball series, and the most recent title in that series is Out of the Park Baseball 16, which is a pretty popular game in its own right. And I saw Straight Out of Boston's videos, and I decided that I could do the same thing. So that's what I'm going to do. So, and this game has rosters for like 2007 and whatever, since it's a pretty old game. But I'm not going to do that. No, not at all. So I'm going to make a custom game. It's going to be a historical, and I've already figured out what team I'm going to be. 2002 peak adjust hitters. No, I won't worry about that. The game's pretty good at figuring that out for itself. And now we just wait for it to load and import the players. I might cut this part out because nobody likes to watch a loading screen. Okay, I'm back, and so we've got, you see you've got your divisions. I can change all this if I wanted to, so we've got all the teams of the 2002 season, as you'd expect, and then minor leagues. So I'm gonna add AAA, AA. I'm gonna just have all of them, I think. And then, so of course, it has all the minor league players for like the current season in-game, which happens to be 2007, of course. And so I can decide to just have fictional players because it's 2002. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. Recalculate player ratings. Nah, I won't have that on. Expand league, expansion draft, yeah, whatever. Automatic import of financial settings, okay. No, none of this stuff matters. And then, so I am going to start with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. See, this was the team that in real life 2002, they won 56 games because their pitching and defense was absolutely awful. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and turn this team around. I'm going to try and get them to win a World Series. That would be lovely, as a matter of fact. Okay, so here we go. And now let's just look at this roster, because I tell you, I do not like this roster, of course, since it's so bad. So we've got, okay. So as you can see, we have Ryan Root and Joe Kennedy, Esteban Yount, Lance Carter, Paul Wilson. I don't like a lot of these guys. And then let's see, Steve Kent, Wilson Alvarez. Didn't Alvarez have a pretty decent career? Yeah, he played for Chicago back in the day, and he was pretty alright. But it's just a bullpen piece for us now. And so if we go into hitting, Damian Rolls, Steve Cox, Aubrey Huff, Ben Grieve. I liked Ben Grieve. It's a shame that he wasn't as good as they all wanted him to be, or they thought he would be, because he was a pretty alright player for a time. Now let's look at our minor league system. Phelps, Lee Gardner, Paul Hoover, Brent Abernathy. Ooh, we've got Carl Crawford. He's going to be pretty good, I think. And Greg Vaughn's back there in AAA. So I think, I mean, none of our team is very great, but the big glaring weakness here has got to be the pitching. So if we look in even, we've got this guy. He's a fictional player by the name of Norman Robertson. Looks like he'll be okay. I thought it was Nate Robertson for a second, and I was like, what? But no, and then, So yeah, there's pretty much nothing in our minor league system, nothing in our major league roster that's really that good. But what we need to do is we need to get down to business. We'll check the free agents pool. There's nothing. Waivers, nothing. And so I think what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and, I don't have a lot of good trade chips. I mean, maybe somebody like Jason Tyner has 9 power. I remember him as a guy who could never hit a home run. But you know, I mean, maybe we could trade like Steve Cox. I mean, if you'll look, his ratings they're not the best, but they're alright. Maybe we'll see what we could get for him. At the very least, I mean, we've already got Aubrey Huff at first base, so maybe we don't need him. Ooh, Tom Lampkin, he's like a backup now, so Rafael Soriano, he might be pretty good at some point. Aaron Seeley's a good, like, 4th starter, but he's not really what we're looking for. But Scott Shields, we all know him as the setup guy. Marcus Giles, Scott Erickson, Ricky Henderson. He's still pretty fast, even at the age of 43. That's pretty unbelievable. We've got Mark Wohlers. I think I'll get back to you when I find a suitable trade that could be made. Okay, I'm back, and I found this trade that's gonna work. So we're trading Steve Cox, who's alright, but he's never gonna be better than Aubrey Huff. And we're trading him for Tim Redding. And then, so they wanted Toby Hall as well for Tim Redding, and then so I got them to give up Brad Ausmus as well, because, I mean, neither of these guys are gonna hit very well. But Ausmus can at least play defense. Look at that, our projected budget room's gonna improve. So that's always nice. So I'm going to complete this trade now. There we go. Okay, so now that we've made that trade, we need to see. So we've got these guys DFA'd. We can just add them to the active roster. We've got plenty of 40-man roster space. So Tim Redding's gonna help our rotation, and then if we can put Tim Redding in the rotation, and then that would mean we're probably gonna send down who are we gonna send to the bullpen, you think? We've got a lot of guys who have the endurance to start. So I'm thinking, see, Tanyan Sturts is alright. He was decent last year, not great, but decent. 195 innings, only 27 starts. Even with all those relief games, that's still pretty decent. And we've got Paul Wilson, and then we've got a young Victor Zambrano. He pitched out of the bullpen last year. He expects to be in the bullpen, so I don't think there's a problem with having him in the bullpen. So yeah, and then yeah, so it's looking like we've got Redding, Roop, Kennedy, Wilson, and Sturts in the rotation, then Kent, Alvarez, Creek, Zambrano, Jan, Harper, and Carter. I'm not really too happy with Lance Carter as our closer. I think I might give it to somebody like Esteban Jan, or I don't know. I like having a righty as our closer though, so it'll probably either be Jan or Harper. That's another thing. We've got a lot of lefties in this pen. I'm not a fan of that. Okay, so it looks like who are we missing? We're missing a left fielder. Well, that's all right. We've got Jason Tyner. I mean, he's not ideal, but I mean, what can you do? And the fact that we have Damian Rolls hitting leadoff, that pretty much explains most of the problems with this team. You know what? Is there any platoons we could do? We got Jason Smith. He could probably. Wait. So we got Grieve. He's gonna hit DH. You know, he's one of the few guys on this team that can actually like hit. I don't want John Flaherty hitting fourth. But nah, so. Okay, so I think